Well, hey guys, LongHaul Larry Big Blue. I am sitting up here in Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Wegmans, grocery DC place or whatever. It is September 15th, 2019, and what happened is I went to Fricetown to the pilot. Was sitting there, and I actually met a subscriber today, Rusty, really nice guy. We sat there and hung out for a couple hours and talked about a bunch of stuff, and I actually ended up waiting for Eric. And I guess what he did is he loaded this trailer for me, and he met me there, and I gave him my load. I took this load. I'm delivering this one tonight. I got to be in New Jersey first thing in the morning, and then he's going to deliver my load tomorrow morning. So we kind of swapped out. So I'm up here and I'm backed into the door, and we're going to be getting unloaded. So I thought I would do an answering comment video. Answered comments over the last week. And try to get back on this and stay on this, kind of doing a Sunday thing where I answer comments. So, further ado, first thing, I would like for everyone to change their name. I would like for all the subscribers to change their name. I want you to be Bob, Bill, Dan, Jill. Simple names. That's all I want. You know, I have such difficulty pronouncing some of these names. All right, here we go. Clarion. I gotta put my glasses on. Sorry, I'm getting that old. All right, Clarion McManus, I want to say. Do you miss driving out west? Yes, I do. I love the mountains. I love going out there and everything else. I love to be hauling loads out there. There's just not a lot of money. When I was actually going to be quitting here, I sat down and had a discussion with the boss, told him that I got to make this much money. And we talked about a few different things. And one of the things he always told me is that I could do these bakery runs out of Frederick, going out to Salt Lake City, and he said they paid crazy high. But when he brought it up, it was like right at wintertime, right when winter was starting last year. And I was like, is now really the time to be sending me over to Rockies? He was like, oh yeah, that's not a good idea. So I said something to him about it when we talked about money and stuff. And I said, I could do those or something. And he said, nah, those kind of fell through. They don't really do really good. I think it's the return loads that don't really pay. It's the same thing with, like, people ask me all the time about California and stuff. It's the same thing. Going out to California, you can find some good loads going out and stuff, but coming back, it doesn't. The boss said he's like, it just doesn't pay. He says, once in a while, he said, John always wants to go out to California. And he said, I've done it a few times with him, and he said, it's never been good paydays. It's just never worked out well. He's kind of got me set on the loads that pay the most on kind of the route that pays really well. So that's what he's doing, is he's doing the most pay. So there you go. David Rush. He says, I've been a subscriber for about a year. Really enjoyed him. Keep it up. Love the video quality and the sound. We can hear you really well. What would you say is the hardest thing about OTR and the easiest? Thank you. Have a great day. Keep kicking butt. David, the hardest thing, very easy. It's being gone all the time. I tell that to people all the time. I got a lot of people say, I want to be an owner-operator, I want to buy my own truck, blah, 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 and all this stuff. Or I want to be a truck driver and everything. I tell everybody the same thing. If you're married, if you have a family, don't even do it. Divorce and truck driving, it happens a lot. It's a very lonely business. You know, we're pretty much OTR guys. We're gone a lot. And we do not touch base much at home. So that's the hardest part, is being gone all the time. Easiest thing, I really don't know. I've thought about this. I really don't know what the easiest thing is. I guess if you're more local, you kind of have more of a time restraint. You pick up a load, it's 4 hours here, you got to be there, you got to unload, you got to be over this place, reload, you're running back. With the OTR stuff, usually you'll pick up a load and then it's like 1,000, 1,200 miles or whatever. And you usually have like 2 days. You usually have some extra time. in between the runs. So maybe that's the easiest. I don't know. Hot Rod 1952. He says, "Hey Larry, I've been meaning to ask. The small tank ahead of your main on your driver's side is for Thermo King APU unit, correct? It still runs off of the diesel fuel, correct? But you fill it with separate hose. Is that for tax purposes, or is the fuel supposed to be more refined grade like number 1 diesel?" No, the tank in front of my main tank on my driver's side is the DEF tank. It is diesel exhaust fluid. It is something that the government has put into place. Basically, it's kangaroo pee is what they put in there. I don't know. It's supposed to make things burn cleaner or something. I don't know. But that's a DEF tank. I have 2 tanks, 2 main tanks, each side of the truck. Those are my fuel tanks. It is the same fuel that is burned with the truck is burned with the APU. And the APU taps into the passenger tank. So, it uses the same fuel. So, there you go. Let's see here. Vernon Biggs, he says, "Hope you made JBG pay for dinner. He is loaded." No. John has never bought me a dinner, ever. I always end up buying. I think that's the question I was trying to... Yeah. Yeah, he's never bought me a dinner. I bought dinner that night. I got some pictures of the APU stuff. Here's a couple I've gone over before. Ken Rossner. He's talking. Somebody was asking about the lettering. Why doesn't the boss put ADL down the side of the trailers? And he says, if your boss is doing a lease to buy, then they don't allow the name to be put on the trailer until it is owned. Could be. That could be. I don't know. I don't know how he's doing it. If he's bought them all right, financing them, or if he's doing a lease to purchase thing. I don't know how he does it. Maybe that's the reason why he hasn't put a name on the trailers. Who knows? And then Jason Hetzley. I'd love to have a Johnny Jr., by the way. What does ADL stand for? I have not got a clue. Bunch of people have asked me that. I've never asked. I don't know. I think it's something to do with his name. I think so. I don't know. Let's see. Greg C. Considering you're buying a lot of stuff for Big Blue, is there any chance you could buy Big Blue from the boss? I do not want Big Blue. Big Blue is a good truck. I've been driving it. It treats me well. I treat it well. But no, I am not interested in buying any truck with a DEF and newer than 2000. I don't want it. I'm more of an old school. I'd rather be driving an older truck. Fix it up. That's what I would rather do. Let's see. Anthony Griffo says, "You guys don't do Nestle loads anymore. Wisconsin to Maryland or New Jersey?" No. From what I understood, because those were WL loads, and from what I understood, Nestle, but they took the loads from them or something like that. If they weren't going to be hauling them on their trailers, they wouldn't give them to them or something like that. So I guess Nestle cracked down on something and said you can't take these loads and give them off to other companies. So they either had to haul them themselves or they lost the loads or something. Something happened with that. The boss was explaining it to me. It was none of my business, so I just, okay. Thomas Yost says, "Whatever happened to all the chicken loads out of West Virginia? You guys used to go there all the time." Yeah, I don't really know. I think it's my schedule. I still think there's chicken loads. I still think that's happening. Once in a while I hear from somebody saying they went there. I still think it's happened. I don't think there's maybe as many, but yeah, there is still chicken loads, but my schedule kind of has me screwed up for that because those always load on Fridays, or they load on, I think, Mondays or something like that, where I'm usually up here or I'm down there on Sunday, so I think that's why. Dale Suave says, include me and Johnny Jr. By the way, KD, you still haven't put the comment in. Put the comment in and then send me your address so I can get that shipped off. And another thing with the contests and stuff, if I don't say, hey, this is only for United States people, then if I have a contest and you're in another country, you're welcome to enter. I have no problem shipping it overseas. He says, by the way, you haven't mentioned if there's some kitty cats at your parents' house. Yeah, there's a whole litter of them out there. I haven't been home at all. But yeah, I was there a couple days ago, and I think it's a litter of 8 or 9. They're all running around. They're pretty big now. Grilled Mortal. Have you seen any issues with Polaris voltage regulators? And he says, Tampers drives a truck. I heard it on YouTube. That's about a different video. I was running with John or whatever. The Polaris voltage regulators. I heard there was a problem with that. It's with the snowmobiles. I heard there was a problem with that. No, we haven't had any problem with it. My brother had 2 brand new ones, and there was some kind of recall or something. And one time when they're in there, they just replaced them with the new ones. But I haven't encountered it. Plum Crazy RT, will you be getting color t-shirts other than white and black? Yes. I was talking to my daughter about this last week. She's putting together an order to fill orders for what we have now, and we're going to include another color right now, and we're going to include red. We were talking about it, picking color stuff, and we were thinking about blue, but my truck is blue, and to print a blue truck on a blue shirt, that wouldn't work good. So we're going to do red, and we've been having a lot of requests for a light gray color t-shirts, so we're going to do that too. And then probably in a little bit here, I'll probably start ordering hoodies and start printing stuff on hoodies and stuff too. Since when we get a little bit colder, get a little temperatures. Okay, Ellen Nieder says, what does it mean blind side parking mean? Okay, if I was coming in here, I would pull in here just like I did here. I would pull in, pull up there, I would back in, and I'd be looking out this window. I'd be backing in like this. That's a right side parking. That means you can just look out the door and you can see where your trailer is. Now, if I was to come from this direction, I would pull up and then I would back in like this. And what that means is I would not see anything over here because I'd be looking over by those trailers when I was backing in. The only way I could see is to look out over here. And when you do that, you can't see because I'm not over there. I can't stick my head out the window. So that's called a blind side backing. So if I was to come in and back in onto my right like that, that's a blind side backing. Just never do it. There's no reason to it. If you don't have to do a blind side, there's a couple of warehouses and stuff you have to do it. Then, of course, but be very careful. But if you don't have to do it, just don't do it. Turn around, come back the other way. Let's see. The Searcher Man. How many miles did you drive in 2018? I think it was like, I don't remember. It was like 150, something like that. 150,000, something like that. Donald Dewey says, I got a friend who works at Kenworth. Maybe can help you with the dump valve. Have him contact me. I've talked to so many Kenworth places. They all say, oh yeah, we'll check into that. They never come back to me on anything. I think I'm going to be doing something else. I ordered something. The boss found it, showed it to me. I ordered it off of Amazon. I think it's going to work. It was only like $12. So when I get home, maybe to be there and I can mess with it. Donald Dooley asks again, can you wear a reflective shirt in place of a vest as long as it has a reflective reflective bands on it. Those little strips on there. Yes, you can. John used to wear, I think it was like a yellow shirt a lot. He would wear this bright yellow shirt, the same color as like the vests and stuff. And he went in a couple places and stuff, and he told me, you got to put a vest on. He's like, I got this on. And he said, that's not it. And the whole reason why is because it didn't have the reflective tape parts on it. But they do make shirts that do have that. But I wouldn't want to wear them all the time. Jerry Dickens, are you planning on buying a new truck and getting back as an independent? I'm not going to buy a new truck. I'm going to, probably next year, after the new year, I'm going to fix up my orange truck. I think I'm going to sell that truck, and then I'm going to shop around and find myself a 1998 or 99 something. Basically, the only requirements is I want it to have a long nose, and I want it to have a Detroit 60 motor. Beyond that, I don't care what it is. Because I'm going to gut it up and tear it up and rebuild it as a custom truck. Cindy Bradley says, what is the name of your shirt printing shop? It is LHL Print. And you'll find it in all my videos down in the video description below the video. There's a little arrow over on the right at the bottom corner of the video. You type on that and it brings up the video description. If you're on a computer, it's a little different. I can't remember how it is on the computer screen, but if you're on an iPad or something like that, a mobile device, it's in the video description. There's a link that takes you to it. We print up stuff for the YouTube and everything, but we also do a lot of printing for just other things. So if you have something at an event or something coming up or something, you want t-shirts for a family reunion or something like that, we probably can hook you up. Pistol Pete says, earlier this spring, it was John or you, I can't remember which one, but somebody said the boss might have some California runs for you guys. Did anything ever come out of that? I talked about that earlier. That was John talking about California. He always wants to go to California. All right, Chris Schultz. Can you talk about why do trucks have two CB antennas? Is two better than one? I'm not really the guy to talk about that. I'm not a big CB guy. I don't know a lot about the CB stuff. I never have been. I've always just had a basic CB. I just go off what they tell me and stuff. I know that most trucks like this, they have two CB antennas. One of them is actually for it doubles as a radio antenna, and I think they also double as the TV antenna too. It's all routed into a box in a dash. There's different wires that goes in there, and it kind of ties into it. I don't know. I really don't know if it's better or not to have two or one or what. A lot of times you see guys add like big antennas, big powerful antennas, and wire stuff and everything. A lot of times you'll see them just put one big antenna out. So I don't know. I'm not really that guy. John might be able to answer that better. He used to be a big CB guy. Now he's got like a little Walmart Union CB. It cost him like $19 or something. The other day when I was running with him, basically, if I lost sight of him, if he went around a corner and I lost sight of him, I'd lose his reception. It was pretty bad. Scott S. He says, soon LongHaul Larry will be on the Discovery Channel. Actually, we got a phone call about that. I think it was the Travel Channel. I think that's who it was. They were actually contacting my boss, and they were talking about doing some kind of traveling across America trucking documentary thing. And I guess they saw my videos or something like that, and there was talk about it, and there was an offer of money per episode and all this other stuff. But the thing is that I asked the question, and it says, can I still record YouTube while this, because they were going to have somebody ride with me with a camera and everything. And I said, well, can I still do the YouTube while you guys are doing this? And they said, no, that's competitive. You can't do both. And I've taken a year to build this up to where it is. I'm not going to stop it and stuff for maybe something that's going to happen on a Travel Channel or something. You know, and who knows, maybe, you know, how many seasons are you going to keep a collective audience doing something on the Traveling Channel? I don't know. It's kind of like the Ice Road Truckers. After what, 3-4 years, it kind of died ride out. So, you know, it's kind of maybe a little bit of a payday. And the thing is, you figure, okay, so you get 10 episodes and they can pay you $3,000 an episode. You know, that's your year. You know, I don't know. I don't know if it was really worth it or not, but it ended up falling out. Marie Rose MK. I almost said MILF. I was like, I know it doesn't say that. What is the DF? It is diesel exhaust fluid. It's a special combination. Like I said, I think it's kangaroo pee. I don't know what it is. They put it in there. It sprays it into a special canister that the exhaust goes through. It's supposed to make the exhaust burn cleaner. And I think it's a big farce. You know, whatever. I'm not going to get into conspiracy theories here. But there you go. Mark Schwaffer. Question for y'all. What GPS do you use? Thanks. I have a Rand McNally. What is this thing called? A Rand McNally Pro 7. That's what I have. There, I'm going to show it to you. It's right here. It's just like a little tablet. Has a mount up here. Keeps right up there. Oh, we're starting on low. I like it a lot. Works really good for me. Sometimes it routes you weird and stuff, but that's any GPS. It's worked really well for me, and I really like how I have it mounted up here. The reason why I have the 7, because they have a 7 or an 8, and John has the 8, and there's a mount with a suction cup, and you can stick it up on your window and have it sitting up there in your dash in front of you. I don't like to do that. I like having it up there so it's out of my way, but if I need it, I just kind of glance up. But that mount has some plastic tabs on there, and it's very widely known that the 8, the tabs always break, and it's because it's heavy. So I got the 7, which is not really even that much smaller if you look at them, and I figured that way it wouldn't break. But then I mounted it this way, so I didn't even use that mount. So I offered John my mount. I have a brand new mount with non-broken tabs, but he never did take it. Let's see. Oh boy, this is gonna be a bad one. Lysis Rodriguez. Wow. Hi Larry, how you doing? Just wanted to know what kind of drone, I think you're saying drone, do you have? I want to get one. It is a DJI Mavic Air. That's the one that I have. Works really well. It's a good drone. The only thing is you can't zoom when you're flying and you want to, and you're flipped there and you got the camera on and stuff. You can't actually zoom in on something. That's the one drawback of it. And flight times are about 21 to 23 minutes. So they're not crazy long. John used to have the Pro, the Mavic Pro, which was a lot bigger. And I think he got like 28 minutes of flying and he could zoom in. It was nice, but I got this one because it folds up. It fits right into your palm of your hand when it's folded up. And I wanted a real small one that I could take with me snowmobile, put in a backpack, and have it when snowmobiling. So that's why I bought it. I like it. It works really well. James Leake here is talking about the Nestle loads. And same thing. I think WL, they lost them. Oh, here we go. I got to eat some crow. Paul. I don't know why I took my glasses on. In the UP, it is the Porcupine Mountains, not the Poconos. Love the videos. You're absolutely correct. I have no idea why I said the Poconos in UP, but you're absolutely right. It is the Porcupine Mountains. I have no idea. Completely made that mistake myself. Don't ever believe what LongHaul Larry says. There you go. David Dean, Larry, question for you. Do you have some type of Wi-Fi server hotspot in your truck, or do you tether your phone and use the public Wi-Fi when available? I use public Wi-Fi when available. I went over this in my last video. I have an account with Pilot, Flying J. I pay a yearly fee. I can hook up anytime I want when I'm near a Pilot or Flying J. Otherwise, I have a little small tablet in the back that I go through Sprint with. and I get unlimited for $20 a month. It's just a cheap tablet I bought from them. I have no other phone account with them. Basically, they're trying to offer this good deal to get me to come and switch to them. And then if you switch over to a prepaid, or not a prepaid, but automatic payment thing where you set up a credit card, they give you a $5 off. So it costs me $15 a month for that. But they limit it, I think it's 15 gigabytes or whatever a month in hotspot. So I do run out. And then I can use my phone as a hotspot, use the tablet as a hotspot. You know, I end up doing what I do. The last 360 movie I did, that took 5 hours for me to put that together and stuff. And then I hooked it up to my tablet, my iPad, as a hotspot. And I actually got a text from Verizon saying, you have used all your data just from uploading that on 360 video. It's a lot. Let's see. Arthur Trevino. Larry, is there such a thing as a blindside mirror that can be mounted on a regular mirror or the passenger door angle so it makes it possible for a blindside backup and still see where you're backing? There is. The bottom mirror is curvature. That one up on the hood is a curvature mirror too. It's supposed to be over there to get to see kind of. I just don't do blindside. If you don't have to, just don't do it. But in a rare case you do have to do it, what I do is there's a button over here that I can flip over, and it has an automatic electronic adjustment for the mirror on the passenger. I flip it over to the right, and as I'm backing up, I'll have my finger on there, and I can actually move that mirror, the big mirror, I can move it out so I can see where the trailer's going. It can be done, but there you go. This guy's talking about my CDL when they were saying it was suspended or whatever. I couldn't go out of state. He says, I'm confused. Is this like a certain state requirement, and just in general that you have to bring your medical card to the DMV? I guess this has been going on for a while. I've been the last to know. From what John says, it's been going on for like 5 years or something like this, that you had to go in there and it's got to be present with it. In Wisconsin, I don't know. He said he's had to do it a few times. I've never had to do this before in my life. And I think what it is the companies that I was with, they've always transferred, when I went and got a physical, it's with their company, and they would transfer it to the DMV. And any kind of doctors, when I got the DOT physical, it was also sent to the DMV. But now it's not required. The doctors are not required to send it in. So they leave it up to the driver to take care of it. Which, whatever. So, it surprised me. I was like, I can't drive. But we got it fixed up. And from what I've been learning through all the comments, a lot of other states have the same exact thing. And some places really have some crazy rules. Let's see here. Santa Claus? Got a question. So if I get hurt and unable to work, drive a truck, do I lose my CDL? Well, if your DOT card comes up and is starting to expire and you can't get another DOT card, yeah, then I guess you would lose it. Then I guess you lose your ability to go to interstate commerce until you can get that DOT card. This was funny. This is about the 360 camera. John Modig. Cool trick. I can put the iPad on my lap and turn in circles and it works. So sit in an office chair and turn around in circles. It works. Again, great cool thing. And then he threw up. I told him, I says, new extreme video watching. New sport. So, pretty cool. A lot of people have comments on the 360 stuff. I don't know, maybe I'll go over it all in one. This guy, Bobby Newman, says, can you just move it back in between the seats on a tripod? I think that would be a great spot for it. I've done a camera on a tripod before. I never liked it because you go around corners, the tripod moves around. Sometimes they even tip over. I know you can put weights on the bottom of this. I'm not a professional video production here. You know, I'm a truck driver going on the road. I try to do my best to set up things and everything. But yeah, let's talk about the 360. The problem is, let me pull this off. All right, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this, kind of dark and stuff. Here's the camera. It has a camera on the front and a camera on the back, okay? And a lot of people were saying in the last video, which this is why I was afraid of it. Everybody was saying out the first video, they were like, put it in the cab. We want to see it in the cab. And I was kind of afraid of this because one camera is facing a very bright, sunny day. The other camera is facing a darker cab. Now what happens is this camera, there's a couple that I found that do this. And what they do is it automatically stitches the two cameras together in their data and puts it on one data card. You can make a 360 degree view video off of any other cameras like GoPros and all kinds of stuff. I've seen guys do it with GoPros. They'll make like a stick with a piece of foam on it. They make like these little flat spots and they stick these GoPros, and there's like 7 GoPros all the way around this whole thing and all up and down and bottom, and they video and stuff. And then what they do is they stitch all those films all together off each camera, and you can make it 360. This camera does it automatically. I don't have to mess with all that stuff. That's why I got it. I need ease of use. But when I put it inside here, you got 2 cameras in here, and they're trying to focus together. One side I have a very bright light, the other side it's dark. I knew it was going to be a problem. It came out okay. A lot of people said, well, it's got really white and it doesn't focus very good and stuff. When you come with the bright light, it gets washed out and stuff. I was talking to Rusty today about this, and I says, really, if you think about it, let's say if you drive through a tunnel and you're in a car and you're driving through a tunnel and it's dark in the tunnel, there's lights in the tunnel and everything, and you're coming up to the exit and you stare just right out the front window and you come out and then it's bright, sunny, sun's glaring right in your face. It's gonna boom, everything's gonna be white. Your eyes are not going to focus for a second or two. It's gonna take a few little bit. It's the same thing with this, except what it's doing is it's got 2 cameras that are trying to fight each other on focus and who wants to win here. So it's the same thing as that. It takes a second or so. With my other cameras, there's only 1 camera in there, and it's controlled by computers. It's pretty fast and it works pretty good. But this one here, you got 2 cameras built into one, and they're trying to find a happy medium between the 2. That's why it happens a little bit like that. Now the thing is, a lot of people are saying put it on your seat. A lot of people are saying they want it over here, and they like you're riding with me. If I put it over here, what happens is there's a camera in the front and a camera in the back. You're taking away 180 degrees of viewing, because the back camera is just going to be up against the seat. It's going to be pushing against the seat. So you're not going to get anything from the back. So now you made it a 180 degree camera, really, because that's all of you. And the rest of it is going to be a gray seat. But the thing is you have 2 cameras, and there is a space in between here. And these 2 cameras get the footage, and this one's pretty good. But what it does is it takes these 2 videos like this and it stitches them together. If you actually watch the video and you go to the side and you look at it, there's a spot that there's like different colors and it's like a little bit blurry. That's where the 2 videos come together. That's the stitching. And if I put the camera over here, I'm right in the stitching. So I'm going to be cut in half. It may be a line on me and stuff. It's going to be messed up. I've been thinking about it. I may turn it just a little bit and maybe try to get the stitchy so it's right behind my seat. Maybe that will work. I don't know. I'll mess around and try different things. I thought about making a mount back here, and I think this might actually work pretty good, because then it'd all be in the same kind of lighting and stuff, I think, and it wouldn't have the washout. But once again, the back camera, it's going to be back in the bunk. There's nothing back there to see, just a wall and a bed. But I thought about doing some up here. We'll try different things, but right now the next place that I'm going to try is going to be on the bug shield. And so that's going to be the next one I'm going to try. So there you go. Trying to explain some of that. I know that some people are having issues with the 360 and stuff. A lot of people really like it and stuff, and I think it's pretty cool. I knew that there was going to be issues with it. One thing, it's something different. You know, it's something new. People don't like things that are new. You know, they don't like a change. They, you know, want it to be how it was or whatever. And yeah, and the other thing is that people are saying like, it looks like a bad Chinese movie or something because you're talking, but it's not matching up. The sound's not matching up. I had to dub all that sound. And the reason why I had to do that is because it was overheating, so I opened up the battery door and left it open, so maybe the heat would come out. We're going down the road, this battery door was open like this, and I didn't think about it, but the whole time this was making a click, 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 click. No, every bump I'd hit, and it was making this racket. So I ended up having to take the sound off of my Sony camera, dub it over the top of that in the editing, and that's why it took so long. But the problem is when I edit the video, I can't see anything. The view of my edit video is like a weird round thing. I cannot see it. And usually when I do editing and stuff, I can match up sound to the voices and stuff, to the mouth movie. I can do all that. I can't see this video. I do not get to see the finished video in the editing whatsoever. The first time I see how the video came out is when it's on YouTube being watched. That's when I can do it. There's a bunch of stuff involved in this. So it's a lot different. I think I've covered a lot of different things with that. Let's see, Chris Wallace, he says, great video, little problem is I see with the 360 inside a truck is a white balance. It's so dark compared to the inside, compared to the out, hard time seeing you, and inside Big Blue, and the video is out of sequence. Seems like a Japanese Godzilla movie. Exactly. I think I just explained all that. Bobby Newman, he talked about putting it on a tripod. I've done that before. I don't like the tripod idea. This one here makes me a little concerned. Mike Newcomb. Don't listen to the trolls, Larry. We all love your videos, no matter what camera. The Series 60 makes me feel like I'm watching porn. All right, that made me a little weird. That sounded weird. He put a lot of ha-has after it. It was a joke. All right. Paul Kate says, LongHaul Larry, what kind of CB do you have in mic? I have a Cobra 29 LTD or whatever, and it's the mic that came with it. I'm not really a big CB guy. I have one, and once in a while I'll turn it on if I need to. There's something going on or whatever, but I don't do a lot of CB stuff. Stuart Simpson says, great video. Can I ask what is the white box at the top of your windshield? It is the box that's up there, and that is my pre-pass and elite pass. And what that is if I come into a scale, some of the scales will have pre-pass. That's the sensor. And it trips off of a sensor that's out there on a pole. When I drive underneath it, it trips it. It tells the scale who I am, what company I am. It kind of gives them a little brief record of me. If everything looks good, they'll give me a green light, and I just drive on past the scale. If they want me in and it turns red, I have to pull into the scale. And then the tolls. When I come by through the tolls, that's what pays the tolls. It has a sensor in there and pays the tolls. Mike Harris says he likes the camera, he can move it all around, and he says we can watch you shift. Is that a 13 speed? Nope, it's an Eaton Fuller 10 speed. The Searcher Man, thanks for the video. Hey, if you had a choice, would you prefer an automatic transmission in your truck versus a manual? Thanks again. No, I would want a manual. I've only driven one automatic, and that was John's Volvo. I drove that back from Frederick back to Wisconsin when he dropped me off earlier this year, and I was not a fan of it. I like to be more in control what gear I'm in at what time. Just not a fan of it. Dane Colson. Love your camera. Fix the overheating. Love your channel everywhere you've been. I've been with Old Wise. Have you ran spuds out of Plainfield and Stevens Point area? Yes, I have done that. I've done potato loads out of there. They can be interesting. I've delivered those loads down in like Tennessee, I think it was, or something like that once. And I delivered to a church. And I pulled in the address, and it was a church. I called the broker. I'm like, this is a church parking lot. This is a church. And he's like, yeah, just hang out in the parking lot. They'll be there in the morning. I'm like, what? Morning time, I woke up, looked outside. There was people everywhere. And I guess what the church did is they bought a whole truckload of potatoes, and they had this thing where everybody shows up who wants potatoes. And I opened up my back doors, and they just sat there throwing out bags of potatoes. It was all on pallets, and they just threw them all out, and everybody just took whatever potatoes they wanted. I mean, they had loaded my truck fast, too. It was pretty amazing. I've also had them loaded in there with like a conveyor belt with no pallets. And what they do is they wash the trailer out, they load it up right onto the floor. And I've taken it to places. Some docks, you back down in, it's a pretty good angle. You back down in, and there's like a big bar down there that you back up against. And when you hit that, then you have your doors open, the potatoes will start to roll out, and there's a conveyor belt that runs along there. And then usually there's a guy that stands on the other end of the conveyor belt, a big water hose, and he shoots water up into your trailer, and the water washes the potatoes out onto the conveyor. I've also been on one where you drive up on it, and it's got a big hydraulic thing. And it was the same kind of thing. There was a conveyor, but it picked the whole truck and trailer up in the air, and all the potatoes came out. That was pretty crazy. It would have been videoing back then. That would have been cool. Oh, and that's it. Cool. All right, so it is Sunday, September 15th, and there you go, Johnny Jr. We need to give away another Johnny Jr. Like I said, KD, you still haven't responded to your comment. You still haven't changed your comment. I sent you a reply back on your email, what you need to respond to, and you can change that and give me your address. I'll shit it off. So we'll have another Johnny Jr. giveaway, and we'll do the same thing Wednesday morning. I'll pick another winner. And it don't matter where you live, Australia, wherever, I don't care. I'll ship these little buddies off to wherever. It's not that bad. So if you're looking for Johnny Jr., put a comment down below, and we'll do a random comment picker on Wednesday. So I'm going to let you guys go. I hope everyone out there is having themselves a great day, great night as they're watching this here video. And if you're not, so change all that around, try it all over again tomorrow. I'll catch you guys later. Bye.